Blackhawks fans, welcome to the newest edition, Chicago Blackhawks Central Hockey Podcast. I am Joe Vitale, and that is Skoks. Today, we will be talking about the 3-1 loss, Boston Bruins tonight, where Connor Bedard scores his first goal. Other than that, there's some other games going on. Nothing really of note. We'll just focus on the Blackhawks tonight because a lot of stuff happened in this game. So as I mentioned, 3-1 loss. One was Connor Bedard's first goal and the Blackhawks' only goal, which was a little unfortunate, but I'm just going to go to the box score here for you. Blackhawks got outshot 33-21. Faceoffs were another problem as well. 63% for Boston, 37. Obviously, quick maths for the Chicago Blackhawks. Both teams 0 for 3 on the power play, so don't really like to see that. I mean, great that the Hawks killed all three, but would have liked them to pot at least one on the man advantage. Lots of PIMs for Chicago because of Jason Dickinson sticking up for a teammate after not entirely sure his first name. Beecher is his
Yeah. I think he's from Michigan.
John Beecher.
Yep.
2019 Boston 30th pick overall. Big boy. He's 22 years old, 6'3", 216. He decided that he wanted to board Cole Gutman.
Yeah.
And Dickinson was having none of that, which I always appreciate. They tagged Dickinson with a 2-minute instigator and a 10-minute misconduct, which I don't like to see.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and then at first it also wasn't very clear that they were getting penalized for doing that. So 2, 5, and 10 for Dickinson, so 23 penalty minutes overall. Wyatt Kaiser, he's also got himself into some penalty trouble. I think one of them was a little borderline, but you don't want to put yourself in that situation for it to be called.
Yeah.
And then Chicago really, really enjoying the taste of vulcanized rubber as they blocked 24 shots of the Boston Bruins to the measly 9 blocks that the Bruins had. So, is that Luke Richardson system, at play? Maybe, maybe a Boston team that's a little banged up and a little lacking in the forward depth and skill. Maybe they're a little less likely to get in front of that shot. Remains to be seen. We'll see as the season goes on if maybe block shots are a part of the system or are a focus of the Blackhawks defense. You can always find out. Like I said, Connor Bedard, 1 goal.
Yeah.
The
lone goal. Yeah.
The only one. That was assisted by Taylor Hall and Ryan Donato, which is awesome. See that first line working out, Unfortunately, Taylor Hall took a unsuspecting hit from Brandon Carlo. Looks like a left shoulder injury, and Luke Richardson said week to week. He's going to be out a bit, quote.
Not ideal.
I don't know what that means, but whatever. Yeah. And then with Jason Dickinson getting his 2-5-10, that left the Blackhawks with 10 forwards. So, luckily the Hawks health bombed Mackenzie Entwistle and Reese Johnson. And I believe I think Colin Blackwell, he's not health bombed because he's not healthy. But and then Phil Kurashev is also waiting in the wings. Both of them are injured as well. So you're probably going to look to see Mackenzie Entwistle slide in. And I would probably say Mackenzie Entwistle over Reese Johnson. I like Reese Johnson's. I like his commitment to protecting his teammates.
Yeah.
The skill, I think, is a little bit lacking when it comes to
Offense.
Lindsay Entwistle.
Yeah. Right.
So I think I think Macker could use some power skating courses
Hmm.
and maybe a little stick handling clinic. But
Yeah.
other than that, I still think he's a reasonable fit there. Plug
Hmm.
him in on maybe move Jason Dickinson up on
Yeah.
that left wing or something,
Hmm.
so it'll be like a Dickinson, Gutman, and who would be there?
Um,
Donato.
we could rotate Donato down there. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see what Coach Luke does with the line blender because
Hmm.
he was it was an overdrive
Oh
for
yeah.
when the Hawks went down to 10 forwards.
Yep. Hmm. Um,
Yeah, so
yeah.
there's some really good standout performances.
Yeah.
I think Connor Bedard played well. I think
Hmm.
Cole Gutman played well. I
Yeah.
think Alex Vlasic and Kevin Korchinski played really well.
Hmm.
Wyatt Kaiser,
Hmm.
I think, he was nervous or maybe playing a little bit scared or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Nerves got to him and he took a bunch of penalties.
Yeah.
So I saw Seth Jones. He was kind of getting in on the action. He was
Hmm.
getting a little physical, which is not something you ever see from him.
Hmm. Yeah.
Using that size, using that frame.
Oh yeah. He had a hit. Uh, Man, like first shift.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in the Bruins zone on the right boards. Forgot who it was. Yeah, but they were trying to break out, and I mean, he just stonewalled them. Big
Nice.
guy, big
Nice.
guy. I mean, he's like 6'4".
Yeah, he's a huge
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, he has size, man. Vlasic too. He was getting in on the action. Um, After I forgot who got hit, but little scrum. But man, I'm liking the passion here. Early in the season, like even last night against the Penguins, like we're skating with them all night. Uh, we're getting in scrums. No scraps, but like just playing tough. It's a tough team. Uh,
Yeah,
Love to see it early
no
in the
doubt.
season too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I missed the most important performer of the night, and that's Arvid Soderblom. I mean,
Right.
there are some 10 bell saves
Oh
there. I
yeah.
mean, this was probably had to have been halfway through the second period. I think it
Hmm.
was Jake DeBrusk, maybe.
Yeah.
I think he was skating left, shot right,
Hmm.
and I mean Soderblom. I would have liked for him to catch it in
Hmm.
his catcher, but I mean, some way somehow he got his big frame over there, left pad, catching glove. It goes in and out.
Hmm.
Uh, Unbelievable save. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that game could have been. It could easily been 5-1 Black or 5-1 Bruins.
Yeah.
If it weren't for Arvid Soderblom and some of his saves. So
Hmm.
really, really love to see that
Hmm.
because now uh, the goaltending, it's always been a question mark for the Blackhawks.
Oh yeah.
Ever since Crow left, it was
Hmm.
okay. Who's it going to be?
Yeah.
Is it Lankinen? Is it
Right.
Delia? Is it name it? Put your Anton Qdobin. Hell
Hmm.
no. But so uh, you got Soderblom,
Hmm.
you've got Guyan, and you've got Comesso.
Yeah.
And I was on Reddit the other day, r/Hawks, and
Hmm.
someone posted a picture of Corey Crawford just saying how much they liked him. And
Mhm.
I just, I was just being honest with myself and with other Hawks fans, and I said, I think it's going to be a really long time before this franchise sees someone like Corey Crawford backstopping them.
Right,
And
right.
I think that timeline might have moved up, to be honest,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I think Soderblom is real deal. And for a backup,
Mhm.
certainly. As a starter, we will see, of course.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm. Yeah.
but I was so impressed, and
Mhm.
Brian Boucher was, you know, he who holds the record for
Mhm.
longest shutout streak, by the way.
Wow.
Um, he was saying how much he liked him too. So
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
you got guys like that
Yeah.
giving the thumbs up, it's just really, really great to see.
Yeah. What's it called? I think Lundqvist was there also, or was he there last night on uh covering the game? He might have been there
I think
tonight.
he's TNT. I think he's
Yeah.
in the studio, like with Biz. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I think
Biz
he
and
was
Liam
there today.
McHugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They were talking about goaltending a bit, once or twice, but it's always, it's always good to hear from him. Great goalie. Never won it, obviously, but legend, legend.
he was. If you're around my age, I'm almost
Uh,
30. Henrik Lundqvist is probably the best goaltender you've ever seen
yeah,
in your
great,
life.
great
I
goalie,
mean,
man. Hmm.
I guess I caught a little bit of Martin Brodeur, but it was more towards
Right.
the end of his career,
Hmm.
and I didn't really get much Dominic Hasek either, but
No.
Um, I mean, it's like it's a big blemish, I suppose. I don't know
Hmm.
if that's the correct word on Henrik Lundqvist's career that he didn't win a cup.
Yeah. Right.
But I I don't really think a lot of people know exactly how good he was because he
Yeah.
was it.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Um, I just want to touch on. Let's see the maybe just a quick rundown of thoughts of each period, really quick. So, first period, like 5 minutes in, obviously Bedard scores. That wraparound that we covered, uh, it all happened within like 5 seconds. I mean, I was in like shock the whole time. I'm like, wow, that that happened. Um, I think they're coming into the zone on the right side here, and Bedard carries it in, gives it to Donato, feeds it right back to Connor. He throws it on net, just picks it up behind the net and wraps it around. Allmark too slow, can't get to the post in time. But my God, just a special goal, especially for his first goal. That's unbelievable. Yeah, the Bruins
Oh,
tied it up there.
opening and up the scoring 5:37 into the
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
so it's early.
unreal.
Hawks strike first. You love to
Yep.
see it. And
Hmm.
of course, it's Connor Bedard, which is just great. Yeah,
Yeah.
Trent Frederick gets the Bruins on the board to tie it up,
Hmm.
11:22. So about 6 minutes later.
Yeah. Um, just unreal, man. Just a note from the first period, like Bedard was in takeover mode. Every time he had the puck, he's looking to push the tempo, and that's what you should be doing as a young player like that. Um, Great to see. Korchinski, I noted that he looks like an offensive animal. Uh, he went coast to coast maybe once or twice, um,
I
just like
remember that.
the Penguins game last night.
Mm,
Kid can play, man. Kid can play. He's man. He might be the most impressive defenseman so far. Even though Vlasic has played solid, right?
yeah.
Kaiser's had some good moments here, but Korchinski does not look out of place one bit. I mean, one or two, you know, accidental turnovers, right? And that's going to happen to anyone.
Yeah, anyone.
But yeah, but Korch is looking like he's torching right
Yeah,
now.
I saw a play that he made
Hmm.
that was it had to have been third period beginning,
Hmm.
maybe like the beginning third of it, and turnover in the neutral zone, I think, for the
Hmm.
Blackhawks. Bruins go the other way, and I want to say it was either Marchand. I think it was Marchand, and it was like a 3-on-2 developing,
Yeah.
and Korchinski pinched to the near side, and he used his stick because he's got that reach because he's a big boy,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and he
yeah.
just poked it right off Marchand's.
Right.
Boom, play over. And it's
Hmm.
no threat whatsoever. And I was like, wow, that was a great. And it's just so weird to me because he's wearing 55.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm like, when did Ben Eager come out of retirement? And I was like,
Right.
when did Ben Eager start playing defense?
Yeah.
But so that's a little weird for me to get out of my head. But
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, he played great. He had some good keeps at the blue line
Hmm.
to make sure that the Hawks stayed in the offensive zone, and he made some good defensive plays,
Hmm.
which I thought that maybe he either couldn't or wouldn't.
Right. He had a great like 2-on-1 rush with Bedard uh, tonight, similar to last night's game versus the Penguins. Uh, and you see this in junior too, with the Thunderbirds, Seattle. He loves pushing that pace, and his speed is unreal. So he finds himself in a 2-on-1 with Bedard. Bedard has the puck, carrying it on the right side, throws it over to Korch. Couldn't quite settle down the puck, right, to flip it in there, but just getting those opportunities, they're going to start hitting on that pretty soon. It's just taking time to, execute the play. But man, great to see Korchinski. I think he's going to be fighting, not really fighting for a spot, but making the decision on Coach Luke difficult. To send him down back to Seattle. Uh, it's going to be interesting to see here if he keeps playing like this.
No doubt. Yeah, if he's playing like he plays in
Hmm.
this game against the Bruins, he's staying on the.
Yeah.
That's it. He is your second lefty
Hmm.
for the Chicago Blackhawks. So yeah, man, really good game from him.
Hmm.
I saw this. I think this was in the first period. Brad Marchand like tried to kidnap Connor Bedard.
Yeah. Hated it.
Um,
Hated it,
yeah,
man.
it was.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was just thinking about this, and I
Hmm.
was like, isn't Brad Marchand like 33 or 34?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
he's like trying to bully an 18-year-old. Like
Right.
it's kind of weird.
When I saw that happening, like in real time, I'm just like, dude, someone jump him now.
Yeah,
Like what are you doing, man? Like he had his stick. Marchand's stick was like wrapped around Connor, like he has him like locked in. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
yeah, it was
Someone knock
weird,
him out.
man. And then like he gets it, like Connor Bedard like gets his first minor penalty as
Yeah,
well.
right.
A trip
Yeah.
on Marchand.
Bad call, man.
I think I
Real bad
probably would have
call.
called kneeing more so than
Yeah,
a trip.
yeah,
It's just Bedard committed to the hit,
right.
and Marchand was a little bit more shifty, got
Hmm.
out of the way. It happens. And then Connor Bedard goes to the box, and you got some middle-aged dude, like 55 years old, giving him the double bird. Like,
Yeah,
what are
it's
you
crazy.
doing with your life, bro? Like,
Yeah, man.
You're flipping
Yeah.
an 18-year-old off, dude. Like what?
Yeah.
Why?
That's
So
Boston, man.
yeah, no,
That's Boston for you.
I was gonna say Bostonian's gonna Boston. So
Hmm.
17 seconds, but I don't care.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so I think, with that Connor Bedard, so, Connor Bedard opens the scoring, Trent Frederick with a nice little tip in,
Hmm.
ties it up. Second period, Bedard gets his first minor penalty,
Hmm.
and then David Pastrnak from a feed on Milan Lucic. Um, he's back, by the
Yeah, he's
way.
there.
It was a good shot. I think,
Oh yeah.
what was Soderblom maybe a little bit out of position, maybe,
Yeah.
but it's David Pastrnak.
Yeah.
They kept saying this stat that I just couldn't believe, and I had to look it up before we got on, and it was true, and I still
Uh-huh.
don't believe it. But he had 61 goals last year.
Yeah.
61 goals
That's unreal.
and a Hart Trophy. Wow, crazy! I don't remember that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Um, and anyway, so David Pastrnak gets his first goal of the
Uh-huh.
season. Great shot. Just top cheese.
Yeah.
Not really a lot to do about it.
No. Yeah.
And
Far side. Yeah.
far side, right?
Hmm.
And maybe I would have liked someone to get on Milan Lucic a little bit more
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's not fleet of foot
Hmm.
anymore, and it's just he's a little aged, a little
Yeah.
slow
Oh yeah.
in all aspects of the game.
Hmm.
So maybe I thought we could take advantage of that and maybe not have him dishing out pepperoni pizzas. But
Yeah.
whatever, I digress.
Yeah. To be honest, like I knew that he's on the team, right? Like he's back, but I didn't spot him one time throughout the game. I forgot he was on the team.
Yeah,
He was
I
in
was
totally invisible, totally invisible.
I was actually able to watch this game, which is cool. I wasn't
Mhm,
able to watch last night's game. It's
mhm.
very disappointing, even though I pay for ESPN Plus. They
Yeah,
regionally blacked it out, which makes no sense to me because this is Connor Bedard versus Sidney Crosby
right.
game. It's the second game of the NHL, the 23-24 NHL regular season.
Mhm.
Let me watch my hockey, damn it. But
Yeah.
anyway, tonight I was pleasantly surprised to find out that they streamed it on Max,
Mhm,
uh, TNT Max, same company. So
mhm,
um, I was able to watch this one, and it was really nice. And except for the remaining 2 minutes,
mhm,
which they cut off for me, and I was not able to watch that. And I thought the Hawks were pushing,
mhm.
and I thought they could have tied it up, but
Yeah.
Max decided that I was done watching, so they cut the feed.
Dang, man.
But
Uh,
yeah, man. So this game,
mhm,
for whatever reason, when I was listening a lot, it was
mhm.
like Kaiser was on the ice and Bedard and uh, that new rookie for Boston, Potra,
Mhm. Yeah, right.
which
Mhm,
he got his first NHL point tonight, an assist
mhm.
on the first goal, Trent Frederick.
Yeah.
So good for the kid. Um, Boston was kind of coming into this season like, what are we going to do?
Mhm,
Where are we going to be at? No Bergeron, no Krejci,
mhm.
no Chara. I know that happened a while ago, but
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm,
and they're just, they've got some cap penalties because of last season as well.
mhm.
So they're kind of getting scraps almost because they got to go into that bargain bin to fill out the roster.
Right. Right.
And this kid just took over Potra
Mhm.
in the preseason. So
Yeah.
he's getting his licks, and he's getting his starting time, and good for him.
Mhm. Yeah.
Always love to see the young kids winning.
Mhm. Um, that pretty much just wraps up the game. But I have some of the final Bedard stats from Ben Pope here.
Yeah, here we go.
Um, yeah, 21 minutes ice time, 7 shot attempts, 6 shots on goal. So accuracy is all there. He's definitely getting it on goal, and it found a home one time, one goal, obviously. 6 out of 12 face-offs, so 50%. Big improvement from last night. Going up against Crosby, that's not going to be easy for anyone. So not going to blame him a ton, but nice to see 50%, 50-50. Not bad.
50-50.
Yeah, not bad.
It's progress, and that's all that
Yeah,
matters. But yeah, I don't particularly know what it takes to be a good face-off
yeah,
person.
you're right.
I'm not entirely sure what it takes
Mhm.
to get better at the skill,
Yeah,
But yeah, whatever it is that, if it's just repetition taking them,
hmm
the Chicago Blackhawks need to do that a lot
yeah,
because their face-off percentage has been really bad.
yeah,
But
um,
way of the road.
yeah,
And yeah, so then third period, David Pastrnak gets his second goal.
hmm
Um, Empty netter, it looks like.
yeah. Empty net goal. Yep. hmm
Um, as I
Close it
said,
out.
I did not see the last 2.5 minutes. So,
Yeah.
and that one was from Marchand and McAvoy.
hmm
Um, so Pastrnak, 2 of 67 or whatever he decides to put up to,
Right. This year.
this year,
hmm
whatever it is.
Yeah.
But and then another original six matchup for the Chicago Blackhawks on Saturday
hmm
against the
Montreal.
Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
But
Um,
in Montreal,
yeah. And the Habs played tonight too. So not sure how that game went. I could check it really quick.
lost in a shootout.
Really? Oh yeah. They played Toronto. Right.
Toronto,
Right. Right.
Austin Matthews hat trick,
Yeah. Uh,
and
it'll
no one
be
threw a hat on the ice.
yeah. That'll be interesting, definitely for Saturday. We could probably preview that in a few days.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Obviously, have some time before the next game. Yeah, so we will get that in there. Yeah. Awesome.
Plenty of time. Plenty of
hmm
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that game. Looking forward to see what the Montreal Canadiens can do. I didn't watch that Maple Leafs Canadiens game tonight.
No. I think
So
Matthews had a hat trick though.
yeah, right.
hmm hmm
And they played well. I think they were
hmm
leading the majority of the time. So I want to see that Martin St. Louis system, and I want to see nice to see Kirby Doc again.
Yeah.
Cole
Sort of.
Caulfield,
Yeah.
Nick Suzuki. I mean, tons of young talent on that
Yeah.
squad.
Arbor Jack guy fighting
Arbor Jack
Ryan
guy.
Reeves tonight.
Yeah, that was a heavy,
My God.
super heavy, ultra
Yeah.
heavyweight bout.
Wreck the net there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they. I don't know what sane person is going to wrestle Ryan Reeves and then
Yeah.
engage in fisticuffs, but
You have to be nuts.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Jack Eye is that
Yeah.
apparently.
Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, any parting shots?
That pretty much wraps up for the second game, Bedard's first goal game versus the Bruins here. Yeah, and we'll be back to preview the Canadians matchup on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And yesterday, the Pittsburgh Penguin game,
Mhm.
Hawks go down 2-0, score four straight and win.
Right. Right.
They hung in with the Boston Bruins all today.
Mhm.
It's not like Boston dominated them, I don't think.
No.
Maybe in like the second period or maybe
Yeah.
early third,
Yeah.
it was tilted. The ice was tilted towards the Bruins.
Right. Right.
But, I mean, Hawks were down to 10 forwards. So
Mhm.
uh, with 10 forwards, Hawks were hanging in there. Really good to see.
Mhm.
And maybe the Hawks might not be as bad as we think. Maybe they're not necessarily Macklin Celebrini. Maybe they're more 8 to 10 range.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Hmm.
I'm going to be watching as many games as I can, as many games as ESPN allows me. Still
Right.
salty about it. Won't get unsalty. I don't think,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but is what it is.
Hmm.
So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching to this edition of the Chicago Blackhawks Central Hockey Podcast. I've been Joe Vitale. That has been Skoks. Roll the credits.
Yep. Let's go Hawks.
Let's go Hawks.